Does it work?
And we're live. Hey, folks. Thanks for tuning in to the Banff podcast. And here's our intro music. And today, hey, look at John raising the roof. All right. John Gibbons is joining us from across the pond for a very special edition of Forgotten Realms RPG. Being GM
Nope.
What? No.
Oh, it's all gone wrong.
Sorry, Forgotten Ruins.
Thank you.
Sorry, the other R word. I knew it was Realms, Ruins, Ratatouille, Rolades. Forgive me.
I love you. I just don't want to get sued.
There's no such thing as bad publicity, Walt.
You are correct, but this week I'm broke, so.
All right. Forgotten Ruin. And with that, I'll hand the microphone off to Walt to tell us what that is, and we'll get going.
Right on. So way back, we had two authors, Jason Onspach and Nick Cole, and they had this desire to kind of ramp up some fantasy. And what they wanted to do is they wanted to tell the story of what would you get if Helm's Deep, the defenders of Helm's Deep, would get a helping hand from a group of United States Army Rangers with all their gear. So they put together this story, and what they came out with was a story called Forgotten Ruin. It's the story of a Army translator embedded with the 2nd Battalion, a company from 2nd Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment, as they go through a portal through time, but instead of ending up where they thought they were, they ended up several thousand years off course and right smack dab in the middle of a fantasy realm. So, and the great thing about Forgotten Ruin is, and especially the Forgotten Ruin role-playing game, is that you can kind of adjust this to be what you want. So you want to play Dragon Riders versus tanks? We got you. You want to do like we're doing today, special warfare combat crewmen from the Navy doing what we're doing today, because I won't spoil it, then you can do that too. So, I mean, there's tons of opportunity and ways to play this. I mean, we've even talked about doing like post-apocalypse style, and then a modern unit comes through and manages to find, and hey, there's Aid Smith.
Hello.
All right. So, but yeah, it is yes, Bear. El Berzadente. It is a fun game. It's a fun time. And it's a fun novel series. So they just dropped, or getting ready to drop book 6. It rocks on all cylinders. It's really crazy.
They're really fast paced to read as well.
Yeah.
That's what I really like about it. They're like those books you can't stop turning the page.
Did you like the first one?
Oh yeah, loved it, mate. I'm just starting the second one.
Oh my God. Just remember, Carl Gustav doesn't care. So Mike, who are you playing today?
I am playing Slider, who is a mellow West Texas guy with a minigun.
We don't judge.
Yep.
And Jason, who are you playing today?
I'm playing Viking, the heavy weapons specialist.
Nice. And then, yep, there we go. That's Lead the Way. Oh my God, so good. Controlled by, let's see. And then we got John. Who are you playing today?
I'm playing the Chief Petty Officer, the Chief. The reason I went for him is because no one describes it say that he's got some kind of American accent, which I can't do. So, yeah, none of this Texan drawl or anything like that. So, that's
my
fine.
goodness. Well, those are optional. I mean, we don't judge. Sparky's here. Look out.
Howdy. Sorry,
Hey, Sparky and Aid.
And Aid Smith from across the pond. So, Aid, who are you playing with?
I will have who's left. So if Sparky has a preference, let him go for it, and I will have whoever's left.
I am playing Slider unless someone else has scooped him up.
Well, you have a Texas accent, don't you? So
Yeah,
I feel like
I saw
have...
that. I saw this more. I'm like, is there any other option? I mean, really? I mean,
all right, Slider is all yours. I'll find somebody else. Let's see. How about Jax?
You want Jax? Okay.
Yep.
Right,
Jax is one of the new corpsmen. He has a gallows humor that makes him seem callous. But if you're roughed up, there's no one else you'd want running the bandages.
You know it. And then Aid, who did you want?
Okay, cool. Then I'll go for Polo, the guy who actually gets to drive the boat. So
Yes.
that's good for me. I can live with that.
All right, so you guys
Now
are...
this means that no one's played Knuckles who comes with a grenade launcher.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing about it, so the setup for this, you guys are operating on the river one day, doing live fire exercises, which means that you guys have... Sparky dragged me into Forgotten Ruins, said it was so good. I read it, I couldn't stop. The last time that happened was the Thrawn trilogy. Oh, you know it, bro. Yeah, he's coming to what's ruined, folks. You know it. He's going to be Timothy Zahn is going to be coming to Rhode Island Comic Con, so I won't go to the con, but I will go to the what do you call it? I will wait outside the thing and kind of stalk him and be like,
as you do.
And be like, hey, you want to go to lunch? You want to ditch this crew and go to lunch? Lunch is on me, blah, blah, blah. So that would be awesome.
So in the parking lot.
Yeah, abduct him in the parking lot. Yeah. Don't threaten me with a good time. Say again?
Who's this strange guy? Wait a minute, he's offering free food. Wait a minute. Well, I'm sure he won't mind if I order the most expensive thing on the menu.
I'm telling you, if I can avoid the con and then get my my book one signed, that would be awesome.
Yeah, Mr. Zahn, if you happen to be listening, Walt means you no harm. He just comes on this drunk.
He just looks scary. He's totally harmless.
Just replace scary with scruffy. So you guys are part of a special warfare combat crew. You are driving a special operations combat riverine boat. Okay, if you've never seen one of these, it looks like a big giant fishing boat with guns wrapping the entire thing around it and like a big sensor bubble on the top. You guys were doing a live fire exercise in conjunction with the Seabees. Some weirdness happened. Instruments went crazy, and all of a sudden, nobody was where they thought they were. After a few days of lost communications and no one being able to get back to home base, a couple of patrols up and down the river, you are definitely not in Kansas anymore. Not that there's rivers in Kansas that big, but, whatever. So at one point, the CO for the Seabees says, brings you aside, Chief, and says, "Hey, wonder if I can get a moment of your time, bro."
Absolutely.
He says, "Listen, we have a problem. Small group trying to rig a long distance antenna so we can have some communications and send you guys out further. We lost that crew. We don't know where they went. We were hoping you guys could take a run upriver and take a look at their last known."
Yeah, no problem at all. Get the boys ready.
All right, so you guys get so those right there you're seeing on screen. Those are Ribby. Those are rigid hull inflatable boats. There, right there, is the soccer. That thing can go from 45 knots to 0 in a boat length and a half.
Nice.
Yeah, they're pretty wild. So you guys load up into one of those and decide to move out, get distance direction to target, and are you bringing anything? So today, just a side note, today we're doing this in supers versus the standard system that we usually do this in, which is play Fortunate Son. We're doing this in supers versus the normal way we play this, which is like an OSR style game. So this is supers with the very talented Gary Brown's Search and Destroy. And if you've known a few people on this panel more than 5 minutes, you know that there is some artwork in here we absolutely adore. So I wonder who could have done such things. Like this amazing car chase scene. Right? That thing is 10 pounds of awesome in a 6-pound bag.
Yeah, that whole book is packed with so much awesomeness.
Oh my god! And if you look hard enough, you can actually find the illustration video John did.
God, really?
Yeah, it's still up there.
Did I have hair then?
I don't know. It's just you in fast motion drawing it. All right, so we got Slider, we got Jax, we got Chief, we got Polo, and who else?
Slider.
So everyone's got standard loadout kit, I presume.
Yeah.
So your standard loadout kit for you guys, that's rather than writing the same thing over and over again, all over like a bunch of different like character sheets where it's just right standard loadout. You're wearing body armor, you have a pistol, you have enough ammunition to carry you, you have water, you have rations. So like all that like stuff we used to agonize over in like players' handbooks and stuff like that. And I'm going to apologize. We had some technical difficulties prior to me actually loading things up. So you were the token for the boat is very ancient. Mike, if you could put that up on screen. So those are cannons.
A Roman terrain or something like
right,
that.
Yeah.
It works.
It works. All right, so you guys take off, start heading down the river. Let's see. Who am I missing? I got Jex, Polo, Chief, Slider, and
Viking.
Viking. There we go. All right. I knew I was forgetting one guy. Viking. Here we go. Nameplate so that we know where you are.
So those boats we saw in the video all had miniguns mounted on the side. Is that what we're manning while we're going downriver, or?
Yes, sort of. So in the front, there are 2 miniguns. In the back, there are 2 miniguns. On the side, there are 2 M240 Bravos, which are a medium machine gun, kind of like those old Rambo guns, but just a little updated. And then on a swivel mount that can go from side to side, you actually have a Mark 19, which is a fully automatic grenade launching machine gun.
Did we just lose Sparky?
Yes, but he'll be back. He probably had a wind thing out in the middle of Arkansas. Who's going to start singing the sea shanties? You put up the lyrics, bro. We'll fake it.
There once was a ship that to see the name of the ship was no one's going in. Fuckers. All right.
We didn't know it.
All
All right.
Yeah,
So you guys, it's Monday. Sparky hits F5 on the wrong screen. All right. So you guys are patrolling downriver. Things are moving and progressing as they should. And you get to the last known location and you see some basic gear kind of like along the riverbank. So kind of like
looks like maybe the gear from the Lost Patrol.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't see they had some JLTVs that they went out with. So what about Ranger panties?
Is it daylight?
It is daylight.
Okay.
All right. So you guys move into here, and as you round the bend, you get into what looks like a fairly ancient log camp. Like somebody was doing some sort of forestry or logging in this area. On the sandbar that sticks out, you're seeing tons of like the gear that you guys lost, but it's like ammo pouches, like MRE wrappers, tons of stuff that these guys should have been carrying, like torn rucksacks, but you don't have any sight of the crew and the vehicle is gone.
Okay, so I presume the old motto, do not leave the boat, right? Especially unattended is something that Swick would not do, yeah?
They'd probably leave somebody.
Yeah.
And for sake of gameplay, we have this cat right here.
So he could
he could man the boat while you guys go ashore.
Could he give us kind of like a bit of covering fire from one of the big MGs on the side of the boat?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Could it be Knuckles with the grenade launcher?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, we have Knuckles, and I think there's one more as well. Let me see. We have boat crew. We have
Echo. Is it Echo?
Yeah, it's Echo.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. So yeah, we'll have Knuckles, who is your extra medic. We'll have her on the wheel, and Echo, who is your breacher / EOD guy. He'll give you some cover.
So keeping the demolitions guy back on the boat. All right, that's cool.
All right, well, if you need him, you can always trade out.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Well, let's debus, as they say.
All right. So you guys move over.
Is there a Roll20 link we should be using?
If you want to, I can get that for you. That is not a problem. Give me 2 seconds, 2 shakes. We'll make that happen. Let's see. I just gotta find it. Roll20, like changed a bunch of stuff. So now it's all weird and dice options, keyboard shortcuts. There we go. So you guys get off the boat, go ashore?
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
We're gonna get up pretty. Yeah, we're gonna get up pretty hyped up.
Oh God.
As a radar tech named Sonic. All right, so you guys disembark. The first thing you notice that when you get, the sand on the sandbar is kind of like gravelly. It's a pretty fast moving river, so it's more rock and shale than it is anything else. And as you start, the first thing you notice when you start getting onto the beach is that some of the rocks are coated in like blood. You see like part of a scalp on another.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks pretty creepy.
Human scalp, right?
You can't tell; it's only a part.
Okay.
I'm a trained military medic. Well, I think I can figure it out.
It's very possible that these are human skulls.
Okay, all right, shit. I convey that information to the rest of the crew.
Okay, well, let's spread out and start doing some recon on these buildings in front of us.
All right, you got a couple of tents and like almost like somebody build wooden walls in this. So like if I bring this back up so everybody can see, Chrome tab, roll 20. Look at that. That's pretty. So this building right here. Oh, sorry, Mike, you gotta put me back on the screen. You got me?
Hang on.
Oh, yep.
I'm looking. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Press the D button. There we go.
Yeah.
So this right here, right? So that's like looks like they built like a base in that shape of like logs on top of each other, almost like a hut, and then they covered it with like some sort of animal skin top.
Can I do like a check for tracks with one of my skills?
You have awareness, luckily, and that will absolutely give you any type of insight that is available.
Oh, that's actually okay. Let's see. 19.
Yeah, with a 12 difficulty, super easy. So, what are you looking for exactly?
Just to see if there's any unusual tracks coming in or going out of the camp.
Tons everywhere. Tons of animal tracks. Craziness. Right? So, but you have like all through here, you have tons of tracks. So, let's see, freehand. So tracks all in through here, all around. The whole place has been trampled. Right? And then at the widest part where you are, right near this kind of like this bridge, right? There's like a huge part where all the tracks are obliterated. And then it's just like a giant drag mark until it goes into the water. John, you're muted.
That sounds like a big ass alligator's dragged the body parts into the water there.
You guys have probably worked in Florida, places like Eglin Air Force Base and stuff like that for training. You've seen marks like this. They just are not usually this big.
Okay, so let's keep one eye on the water.
I think we have a investigator down here.
I mean, I'm from Florida. I've seen some pretty big gators. So.
Right. So, I mean, you've probably seen some like 12, 15 footers, right?
Yeah.
Right. This would be probably 1.5 times bigger than that.
Jesus Christ.
Sweet.
Yeah, they're fairly large.
I mean, we could drive through a Wendy's with that thing and have an attack. I mean, that's a true story. So,
I'll shout back to the boat and just let the guys on the boat be careful, watch the water, keep an eye on the water, cover our backs in case something comes out.
What would they do if they attack the boat?
Kill it, probably.
Yeah, probably kill it.
Hopefully. All right.
I mean,
it might be a big gator, but grenade in the mouth should sort it out, surely.
Yeah. Did you guys want control of these characters at all?
I am on roll 20, and I am not seeing that map.
Oh,
I should
put
old
you there.
ruin with a
Hold on,
winged guys fighting
got
each
you
other.
covered. There you go. should have it now.
Okay. Which one's me?
You should be right here. Jack's, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's me. All right.
Do you want control of them?
You guys want control?
Yes.
All right.
Come on.
So the threats, if we determine the threats from the water, we're looking around this derelict camp.
I would say, what do you call it? Like all those tracks and stuff like that you guys were seeing.
Yeah.
Like I said, it looked like something came in from the water, messed whatever was here up, and then left.
Okay, so I think we need to investigate these buildings. I would suggest 2 people going along the south bank to come out that building on the left-hand side, and the rest of us going north to come round, so we're not got a sort of scissor position. Do you get my meaning?
All good.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, sir.
Viking is controlled by Jason. There you go. Save settings. All right. So,
all right. So what was the plan you had there, John? You want us to split up and do a scissor?
Yeah, I just think if 3 go down the south, across the sort of river, on hooking the bank, watching for the gator, and come up the building from the south, and the rest of us go north and go, yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go south since
I'll go south too.
All right. So that's, I guess, down over this way is what you meant?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
all right. The tents are shredded. There are so you see some of the tents, especially. I promise, guys, it's a beautiful mermaid. She bit me. She bit me. If you read book 4, you'll know what that means.
Oh god.
This it looks like somebody really did not like this tent right here. It is littered with arrows, and when you get a little closer, anybody who goes to investigate will see that the arrows are short. They don't have a knock in the back, and the front of the bolt is like triangular shaped, like almost like pyramid, but very long and pointed.
All right, I'll take a little peek inside.
There's a guy who he is not one of your guys. Dale, how much shooting did I miss? Only the stuff that happened before they got on scene. You're good. So you can see what do you call it? You can see there's a guy in there. He's wearing like a leather jerkin, like cotton breeches and high knee boots.
Kevin Sorbo.
Maybe. And he is littered with these bolts. Most of them in his back.
So he's probably not talking or moving too much anymore.
Nope.
Okay.
Looks like this might be the cook. They didn't like what he served, so they lit him up.
Is anybody going into here?
Yeah, I'll go.
All right. So
This is clear.
All right, so you go into that entrance, right? And like I said, it's like a wood palisade in like an octagon with an opening, and then like some sort of treated animal skin on top or canvas. You really can't tell because everything's like all the cloth stuff is shredded. You get inside, and it looks like at one point this is where they stored a bunch of like equipment to keep it from the weather. So like big saws all rolled up. They have pitch. They have like all sorts of like forestry tools, and it looks like they were all kept in here to keep it out of the rain and weather. And then you have can I have you have awareness, correct, as a skill? All right, so give me an awareness check.
So that's 4 dice. Remind me again, sorry.
All right, so in this particular version, so how many dice do you have in awareness?
I've got 4 dice.
So you can roll 3. Excuse me, you can roll all 4. Because what is there anything after the awareness?
It's tactical awareness.
All right, so yeah, this applies. So you can roll all 4. You get to keep 3.
Okay, that's 4d10, yeah?
4d6.
46. Oh, God.
40-10 would be really impressive in this game.
Okay. Let's go. Okay. So I can discard 1, yeah, and keep 3?
Yes, please.
Okay. So a 6, 6, and a 5. Is it a total?
Nice.
Okay.
That's 17. So
17. Okay.
Very, very easy. Jex, are you checking as well?
Yep, I will check and let me see what I have in
Second.
awareness. Okay, I've got 2D in awareness, so I can roll 3 and keep 2. Is that how it works?
What do you got? 2D.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna roll 2, keep 2.
All right. Cool. Let me do that.
41. That would also be impressive.
Yeah, I know.
Especially with a D20.
Okay. Yeah, I roll.
And Jason has 2. All right. So you guys are very interested in the lake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess so.
So, but John, when you actually enter into this hut to rejoin the rest of the team, the floor is very spongy. It's not like rocky like the rest of what you've been feeling. It's got like a tarp over it.
Okay, so it could be a fake floor. Okay, let's carefully lift the top. I'm not expecting any kind of IEDs from these kind of people, let's face it. So
it looks very low tech.
Yeah, so just drag the top back.
All right. Looks like a series of wooden boards just laying down over like a framework. So probably like a hole.
Okay, I'll whistle and just let everyone know that we've discovered something.
All right, I get in the tent to be there to do things in the tent.
All right,
it becomes necessary to do stuff.
Who's the sneaky bastard out of the team?
Anybody with stealth or
not it
survival?
Well, I have
3D of survival.
Right, so you guys doing survival can get away with it.
Okay.
In this environment, but yeah, so are you going to pull back? Are you going to open that?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, start pulling some of the planks up. Is that what we're doing?
Just cover the area.
Right on.
Lock and loaded.
So you guys aim your M4s down, or mark 18s.
18s,
right?
Yeah.
Flashlights or no?
Oh, flashlights, yeah.
Yeah, all flashlights.
Right. So you open it, and it is inside. It looks like piles or bundles of like sacks that have what look like small coins. Not small, but like big, almost like the challenge coins that you guys are used to, right? But it's just piles of them in these bags, and there's 4 bags there, and like resting against them is this giant of a man, big, huge, shaggy beard, shaggy hair. He's similarly dressed to the other guy, and he's screeching like a cheerleader at the lights, like in his face, and he's just like, no, he's screaming like crazy.
Speaking English, yeah.
He keeps saying no.
I try. How would I? What skill would I use to try to calm him?
What do you have?
Let's see here.
I turn off my flashlight.
Yeah.
All right,
that's good.
I think we just found Elvis.
Oh my god! I don't really see anything that seems.
What do you have, Slider?
What about presence? Would presence be able to do it?
Yeah,
presence would do it.
Yeah.
I rolled a 3d6 for my survival. I didn't use. I came back with 12.
Okay.
So
you want to use that for presence?
If it might help calming him down.
Execute a calming presence.
Yeah.
He is freaked out, so he is going to try to resist your presence because fireless light from above is shining in this man's face. He doesn't understand what he's seeing,
and we look like aliens.
You guys look like aliens. And you kind of do that thing where you're like, oh no, buddy, it's cool, it's blah 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 blah. And the second you start talking, he looks like he relaxes a little bit, and then he starts making a motion like this, like he's swimming. Then he points, and then he does that again.
I throw him a chocolate bar.
It hits him, and then he starts he cringes a little bit. Now this guy should not be scared. If you had to guess, he's as big as Viking. So he's probably like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", somewhere around there, and he looks like he eats it like a healthy dude.
Well, my gut instinct says that he probably experienced this 30-foot alligator we saw the tracks of, and maybe that's why he's scared. Or maybe there's some.
I start making motions with my arms to mimic an alligator to see what kind of reaction I get.
And he he like covers his eyes.
I'm like, okay, we have an alligator then, clearly. Scared the crap out
Well,
of him.
I'll look at Sparky's impersonation of an alligator and go, okay, if that's what it was. Yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Slider's the idiot of the bunch.
Yeah. Okay,
So
I'm gonna drop down into this pit and just carefully walk over my hand out and try and calm him down.
All right. You manage to get him like a little bit relieved, and he says, "Por favor, no más la luz."
Okay. Shit. Have we got Knuckles with us? Because she looks Hispanic.
And I think, let's see, which one of you has it? It might even be Knuckles, which would be funny as hell. Nope. Who is it? Oh, you know that your boy Echo speaks a bunch of languages.
Okay. Is Echo still on the still on the boat?
He's on the boat.
Okay, so I presume we've got comms we can link.
Yes, yeah. You guys all have
Okay.
kicked up throat mics, and
I'll just shout Echo and tell him to hot for it over here.
all right. So like a minute goes by. He goes, "Chief, what you got for me?"
It's all yours, and I point to this guy.
He goes, "That's a lot of mine." Like, do you want me to like take
Start
care of him
talking.
for you?
No, start talking. He's speaking your lingo. Come on.
All right, so he drops in the hole, and after a few minutes of back and forth, he's like, "All right, so here's what I got, boss. Our guys rolled in and discovered the camp. Everybody was like crazy scared of the JLTV. Now, if you guys don't know what that is, think of a higher up Humvee, where it looks more like a Humvee pickup." Right? He says, so they rolled up in the JLTV and actually crossed the river. The logging camp got a little nervous. Their chief gets out, speaks the lingo. They started working on a little deal. And now he's saying the Red Riders came out of the river, slaughtered his people, and left with the what do you call it? Left with our Seabees. So they captured 4 of our guys, but he said that the driver in the rider of the steel dragon went back through the water and rode into the forest.
Okay, let's try and find a bit more about these Red Riders. When it says came out the water, are they aquatic? Do they have gear on?
He says no. They have they ride their serpents. He's like, so then he sits there and he turns around to the guy and he's like, "Que tipo?" There's a 3-minute long description that goes on. He turns around, he goes, "Oh, okay. Well, boss, we're dealing with something that from the way he described it sounds like a cross between a moray eel and anaconda with armor."
And I asked, what is he even smoking?
So
we saw that.
We saw that. That wasn't mine though.
Sorry. Just guessing. All right, so I guess what kind of danger are we in right now? Or do they come back? Do you think they're going to come back?
He says I don't. So your guy Echo, he's like, he doesn't think they're going to come back. They said they haven't seen them raid down the river for over a year.
I asked him to ask if he knows where they come from, they camp, where we may be able to find them.
He knows that they use what he says is the old fort for a launch point into the river. That's where they pick up their mounts, Echo says.
Is there any sign of a gunfight here? Is there any empty shells?
Oh yeah, there's brass.
Yeah. Okay. And the guys who disappeared, are they SWIC like us, or are they like Rangers, or
no? They're Seabees, so they're Navy construction.
Oh, okay, right, fair enough. Okay, so they're almost civvies.
No, these guys aren't bad. These guys aren't bad. They know how to use demolitions. They know how to defend a work site if they have to. So I mean, they're not Navy SEALs, but if they have to, they can pull a trigger.
This
And
bag,
they
these
can climb in
bags
toilets
of
as well at the same time, which is brilliant.
yeah, dig the trees. Okay, as we're talking, I'm just going to reach down and pick up one of these round objects in this sack and have a look at it and see what it is.
It looks like, if you had to guess, like copper coins.
There's a lot of them.
Yes.
More than you expect a logging camp to have.
No.
Okay,
If you had to guess, this would probably be the equivalent of like a penny.
Oh, okay, right. Okay.
So
it's just like wages and stuff.
This is
like
wages.
That. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay. Yeah.
yes. Please, for saying that, take a competency die,
Okay.
which is a really good guess, and you can use that later. All right, but yeah, he pretty much makes it known that you guys there is a old fort that they use, and the old fort they use to launch raids up and down the river, but they haven't used it in some time, so he doesn't know why they're back.
Can he guide us to it?
So Echo does his thing, and the guy like goes from like, his color's starting to come back. Somebody has been nice to him and showed him that you weren't throwing trash at him. It was a candy bar, and so he a little color comes back to him, and when that happens, you mentioned that can you guide us there? He's like, oh yeah, just follow the river. Yeah, just follow the river. All the color drains from his face again.
So how is it that these bags of money have not been taken? Were they just not discovered? Do we think? Because I presume this is what these Red Riders must have been after in the first place.
So what do you call it? Echo says, yeah, boss, that's what he said. Because I asked him the same thing, and he wanted to know if we wanted to get paid for saving him. I was like, yeah, bro, I'm just going to put that in my little crypto wallet.
No, I think we can leave him with his goods. Okay, well, I think we need to ship out as soon as we can. I don't think there's much more we're going to find out here. Let's follow the river.
All right.
Before these guys decide to eat the seaweed.
That would be bad. All right. So you guys, I assume, hop back in the boat.
Yeah, unless anyone else has got any other ideas. Anything you want to do in the camp?
Nope, let's go kill things.
Maybe a quick just cursory search of the rest of the tents, just in case there's anything interesting or useful.
What, like a logging saw or?
I don't know.
You're carrying what's useful. Let's get back in the boat.
Maybe a staff of fireballs. I don't know.
That shows up in one of the books.
I know.
Protection.
A ring of invisibility. No, we're just gonna. All right, we're gonna get in the boat. That's fine.
What did I mess that up? All right, so you guys hop in the boat and start traveling. What kind of speed?
I was gonna say, how much noise does this thing make, and is there like a low power, low noise mode?
Yes, there is a low noise mode, and when you're going at full tilt, it is loud. They're 400 horsepower engines each, so this is like driving. Driving a boat with two like Mustang fastbacks on the back of your boat. Like it's a loud engine, or Jason's car.
So, we don't need to go particularly fast anyway, do we? We can go take our time, get there in as quiet as possible.
Yes.
Yeah, let's take
No
our
real
time.
rush. Yeah.
We'll just stay frosty, get everyone man the guns, and keep going.
All right. So you move out for a few minutes. It's not like you guys are just like, you guys aren't thundering down the way. You start getting sight of like smoke, campfire, that kind of deal. Off in the distance around a couple of the bends. What do you do?
Yep, I'm on my minigun. I know that much.
All right. Bag of holding, the ruins version of a crypto wallet.
I don't particularly want to leave the boat really until we need to. That's what the boat's for, isn't it? So let's continue.
All right. So, do you advance all the way up?
No, I think we'll do it until we get to like the last bend almost.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is this place big enough we can actually see it kind of rising out the ground? Or
Oh, yeah.
so once we get with eye level of it, obviously, then we know we're pretty close.
So we're gonna do that. Move this here. I'm just trying to rearrange the tokens because, yeah, it's silly.
Can we try to break out the optics? See what we can see with scopes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So you get a good sign of it. You can see over like the terrain in the river raises up, and you start coming into almost like a canyon, right? And then Mike, I am going to, if you just leave that screen up. All right, that is transitioning. Good. It's almost like magic, and you start coming upon what looks like a fort.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This right here is all like canyon wall, about 100 feet high. You have palisades on this side. And right here, you kind of get like a bay or like a basin before the river continues.
Is there anything obvious blocking the actual river where the palisades are across to the wall?
Not that you can see.
Right, okay.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, we've got this vessel for a reason. It's got the firepower.
Are we going upstream or downstream?
Yeah, I say let's just get up into that wider bay area and just cover the shoreline.
You guys are actually upstream or going upstream.
Okay, cool. So if we depower, we're going to go backwards. Okay.
Yep. Let's turn the boat a little. All right, so put everybody back in the boat because you don't want to get wet this early. All right. So as you come into this bridge, you have wooden boats and stuff like that. You're not seeing any people.
Not at all.
No people.
Are there any fires still going, or?
Oh yeah, there's fires in the camp. Wood smoke.
It looks completely lively. Just no people.
No people.
This ain't suspicious, Chief.
Not at all.
Lots of tracks everywhere. You can see tracks all over the place.
Do they look what kind of tracks?
People tracks.
Human tracks?
Booted.
So they're not webbed. All right.
No,
cut you off, Sparky. Please go ahead.
What's that, Sparky?
I thought I cut you off, sir. I didn't mean to.
No, I didn't. Nope, not me.
Okay, so let's just spend a few minutes, just power down, and just gently sort of roll with the water, going quiet, and just listen and just scan from where we are. To, spend a few minutes keeping a good eye out. And once we're confident that we can't see anybody waiting in ambush, and then we've got no choice but to get ashore, really, have we?
So I guess we're scanning with binoculars and rifle.
Yeah, let's just gently bob and just scan everything. Spend a few minutes making sure no one's hiding behind anything or looking down at us from the canyon above.
All right, so you're floating there. Like I said, you got fires that are burning all up in here. You see, like this camp looks used recently. How long do you stay out in the water?
3 or 4 minutes.
All right. So 3 or 4 minutes goes by. Nothing really happens. I assume you start pushing in toward the shore.
Yeah.
We
are making sure someone's keeping dog on the water beneath us in case a 30-foot alligator comes.
Yeah. All right.
I'm keeping an eye out on my gun.
All right. So you guys that are on this side of the boat start seeing like some sort of movement. Big shadow moving
in the water.
Oh,
shit. Okay.
That seems
whereabouts is it on the map, Walt?
So right around here. It started here underneath you and then went whoop.
Okay. Well, I know there's endangered species and all, but I just say let's
Can I tell what it is? Make it on
Whatever it is, it was big.
I'm going to try and shoot it if I'm in position to do so.
You going to try for an obstructed shot?
If I can get a bead on it with my minigun, I'm going to poke a lot of holes in the water. At the very
Are
least.
you going to let anyone know that you're shooting?
It seems like the gentlemanly thing to do. I'm going to yell, contact right and open fire.
And let loose with the 134?
Yeah, let's see.
All right, so you got 5D that you can roll for that. 5D, you get to keep 3.
Oh, okay. I get to keep 3. So
right, so 5D6, and then you keep 3.
12.
All right, so he's just like, contact right. You hear the power cycling up on this thing, and then he depresses the trigger, and it sounds just like it does on TV. It's like it's like a giant burping, right? Huge gouts of water hit, right, and then like splash as he's running things up from the water, and the what do you call it? Coming out of the water, you think it's probably maybe
Oh, crap.
maybe 30, 40 feet long. This giant, like armored snake. Imagine a snake crossed with an armadillo or a rhino.
Okay, way to piss it off, Slider.
I'm gonna make that thing into a pair of boots. It ain't no gator.
Can you eat it?
Way to find out.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to grab this. All right. So everybody has a. If you look in your resistances, everybody has your reaction, and that has a die code in it. So go ahead and roll those dice and tell me what you get, so we can establish an initiative order.
8. Oh no,
Right.
3. That was Jason's.
John got 3. Sparky has 11. Mike has a 1. Mike has a 1. Jason?
I've got an 8.
8. And Aid?
Reaction 4D, yeah?
Yes, please.
Okay, I've got
Oh,
16
he's
now.
fast. He's
16.
fast.
Damn.
I was going to say, I got a 1. What?
Bad.
All right.
rolling the wrong dice.
So, Aid, you're first. What gun position are you running?
Well, I'm driving it.
Oh, you're driving.
So,
So you're the maneuver dude.
yeah.
Would you like to hold your action for evasive, or do you want to get a better angle on this
that's
thing?
what I'll do. I mean, I'll see if this thing's coming for us, and then if it's actually directly coming towards us, I will try and get us out the way as an actual reaction to an attack.
Yeah, so this thing looks upset, like it's ready to talk to the manager, right?
Okay.
So
Does it have a blonde wig?
It's Karen the Kraken.
it does now. All right, so Aid's holding his action. Sparky, you're up next at 11. You're on the 134.
Yes, sir.
All right. So this thing actually is going to act now that you've done your initial shots. You have to determine what kind of fire do you want. Do you want a quick burst, a extended burst, or continuous cyclic fire?
Light it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna let out a long burst to try to suppress it, maybe drive it off.
All right. 6d6 and keep all of it.
Okay.
Oh, dear me.
Yeah. This is. Yeah, when Gary produced this system
18.
and took my system into like the gritty world of Bauer, Bond, and Bourne, he turned it. It's very messy. What'd you get?
18.
18. He is going to try to evade with his reaction. So you start tracing a line across this thing, and all you guys, luckily you guys are wearing the cool Pelotor headsets that cut off the noise when it's being made, because this is just like thunder in a box. And it's like, whoa, and it's just burping the entire time, just sending up huge gouts and geysers of water. The snake does this very fast splash right into the water. Unlike a regular snake, its rear end is almost fin-like and serrated, almost like an eel, right? It dives under the water. That brings us to Jason. You're next up in the batting order.
I'm going to fire it with my MK48 machine gun.
All right. Would you rather use that or the bigger gun from the boat?
Oh, probably the bigger gun in this case.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
bigger gun.
Do you want now? Here's the other question I need to ask. Do you want the intrinsic opportunity to fire the Mark 19? So you want to use the fully automatic grenade launcher or the heavy machine gun?
I'm going to go grenade launcher. Let's do some fireworks. You know.
All right. So Aid is going to come into this in just a moment because he's going to have to maneuver the boat so that if these hit the snake going under, you all don't die. All right. So go ahead and give me a roll. This one is 8d6.
Oh,
and you keep all of it.
28.
Oh my God. Yeah, this thing's in for a rough day. Maybe 10. 6. No, you still got it. Bye. All right. So real quick, Aid, you're going to need to do a maneuvering roll. So you can either use your reflex, your reaction, or your piloting to get this roll.
Yeah, so I've got vehicles Ribby, which is driving, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 6D.
All right. So 6D, keep 3.
Yep. Okay. Well, not great. 8, 11.
So you just need to get over. What'd you get? An 11? Ooh, boat's gonna take some damage.
Yeah, lots of 2s and 1s in that roll there.
Because you needed a 12 to get out to maneuver, and this is stuff you guys have done before, so like you were fairly confident, but it got weird for a minute. Oh no, it's moving the whole thing. We'll move Snake Guy over here, and then come on. It's almost like I've done this before. So you move the boat just a little. Oh God, you move the boat just a little bit. Snake Guy takes a pounding. So if you've never fired one of these, they actually have a standoff distance. So like it has to spin in the air a couple of times before it'll actually explode. So like you basically use this thing like a fully automatic shotgun, firing slugs that are basically that thick. Right? Pound into this thing's armor. You hear this heavy slapping and cracking. The thing's head comes up, roars. As it does, it's halfway between like a trumpet and like gravel running across the ground is the sound that it makes. And then it splashes hard. It's going to come at you guys now. It actually goes for a run by. So like it's going to try and jump out of or onto the boat, try and take a snap at somebody. And then,
oh dear.
Yeah. So it takes a run. All right. So this thing basically dives and kind of like Jaws in the old movies, speeding up to breach out of the water and actually take one of you guys. It explodes out of the, like it's like an amusement park ride. This thing just detonates the water in front of it. Turns sideways, opens its jaw, and its jaw is set up almost like those moray eels you see in like National Geographic, where it's just like small rows of teeth on hard ridged bone. It opens up its mouth and just snaps down on Echo and explodes on the other side of the boat, taking him off the side.
No shit.
And is that where we're leaving it, Mike?
Well, we got 3 minutes left in the hour, so I think it's a cliffhanger ending, and we'll take it up next Monday.
Excellent. What do you guys think?
That was
Very
great.
Cool.
So, yeah, we'll pick you up next time where we do more Banff and more Forgotten Ruin. Mike, take us away.
Yep. All right. Sounds good. Thanks for checking out the Banff Podcast. We will see you next Monday for part 2 of this adventure. Here's our outro music. And thanks again. See you next time.
Cheers.
So who's my boss? Who's playing my boss?
Me.
John,
Okay.
yeah.
John's the
Chief.
chief.
Okay, cool.
Hey, folks, thanks for tuning into the Banff podcast. And you just missed Sparky singing the James Bond theme song, and I am heartbroken.
John.
Yes,
That was
it
John?
it was amazing.
Okay. I'm a little misty right here.
Once in
but
a lifetime performance.
to make up for it. Almost as good. Okay. We are playing part 2 of our Forgotten Ruin game. Walt Rebillard is our GM. Hey, Walt.
Hola.
And we got a whole bunch of players in our Brady Bunch grid. I'm playing Jex, who drives a boat if he has to and also shoots things. And below me, you know what? Let's just start with Jason and move down around the Brady Bunch grid. Jason, who is Viking? Who are you?
I'm playing Viking, who carries the heavy ass gun and just blasts fools.
All right. Walt, you're the game master. Alice, you are playing Knuckles, correct?
Yes, I'm just looking her up. She is. So I am apparently the medic, and I am very good with guns.
Okay. Oh wait, I'm a medic too, so I should have mentioned that. So
That's a bonus.
2 medics. No one's
2
done
medics.
A. There's a really good chance.
Look at the group we have. They're getting hurt all the time, I bet.
Not us.
And there's Sparky playing Slider. Sparky, tell the people who Slider is.
Slider is the M134 minigun gunner. He's from Texas. He has a southern drawl, so I have to, put on the ridiculous accent and all that for this game. And he shoots things, and he really wants a pair of new snakeskin boots this week.
All right, I admire your commitment to the character for sticking with the accent the whole way through. That's something.
No, it's not easy.
Yeah. John, you are playing the chief of our little river adventure.
Yeah, I'm Chief. Chief Petty Officer, also known as Chief. Very imaginative, that Walt, by the way. And he has to deal with these bunch of pirates that he's traveling with.
And last but not least, Aid, tell us about your guy.
I have Polo, who is the guy who actually drives the boat most of the time. So I get to decide which way everyone's pointing and shooting and stuff. So that's really good.
Ooh, we've got a pretty monster.
We do.
Got
Okay.
pretty monster.
Well, do you want to do a recap from last time before we start shooting?
When last we left, our intrepid team of special warfare crewmen, who are, if you don't know, hey, the blessed cucumber, massive chief. So if you don't know, a special warfare combat crewman is a highly trained special operator who's responsible for basically acting as the aggressive taxi service for the Navy. Usually the SEALs, Marine Reconnaissance sometimes use them. Their boat, the boat that you guys are on, the best thing I could find was a picture of a Zodiac. I apologize. But the boat that most of these guys travel on when they're on operation is Special Operations Craft Riverine. It's a big metal hull boat. Usually 4 miniguns, 2 per side, 2 machine guns in the middle of those, and then somewhere on the boat they have a Mark 19, which is a fully automatic grenade launcher, which somebody used to punch this big lizard monster riverine animal in the gut the other day.
Sparky.
Yeah. Somebody batted it. So you guys were part of an operation, a live fire operation with a bunch of CBs, and you emerged into this almost like fantasy realm. The realm is dangerous, so you guys have been kind of keeping to yourselves, but there is a need to scout outside. So the CBs went out. They went to investigate and then set up a base station so you guys could have longer commo. And they disappeared. So they sent you guys. Upon first arrival to a camp, you found death, destruction, and a very, very scared, a logger. So you should be Russian Spetsnaz. Your equipment fails. Your rifles fall apart. You cope cages on your bow and catches fire for no reason. Hey, we don't judge. Maybe a little. So you decided to progress down the river, and then you came to another encampment. And in this encampment, you found you found an active camp behind a palisade, but you didn't see anybody until this giant lizard monster splashed up from the river. You dumped some rounds on it. It still managed to kind of push things through, and then it lunged at the boat and took Echo right off the back. So one of your medics, who is also a breaching expert, he went off the back, and he is now splashing in the water right about here as this thing is trying to get away with its meal.
Echo, no.
Is he dead?
You don't know because he caught it in his mouth, and the size comparison is about equal. So whether he's dead, when the lizard went over the boat, it like turned sideways, grabbed around his torso, didn't swallow him whole, but then dumped him into the water, and it just started taking off. So this thing is moving right about there, and he's heading back down the river.
Okay. Well,
So it's got Echo in its jaws then?
Last you saw, but
Well.
its head is underneath, and it's trying to take off for where it's not going to be shot by your weapons.
Well, I don't think that it would be apt to leave anyone behind, seeing that we are you don't leave anyone behind, do you? So I think that the plan would be to give chase to try and rescue Echo.
Spin it around and go for broke. Echo about
Oh, hey, Walter, we're in the Twitch channel too.
not right now. I
Okay.
can't run maps and restream for Twitch. If you know,
All right. Well,
we will broadcast that later.
All right, cool.
So, what are you guys doing?
We're going to spin rounds. Shouts for what's your character called again, Aid? Sorry, my apologies. What's your character, Aid? He's got.
Sorry, I was muted. I am Polo.
Oh yeah, Polo. Well, shout Polo to give chase, and shout to everyone else and say, just hold your fire. Try not to kill Echo.
Cool.
Oh.
I can do that.
I actually would like to go over and assist Aid utilizing my ambush skill. I am an expert at ambush. In fact, I specialize in it. So I get to keep my all four dice.
All right, so go for it.
So I want to try and basically maneuver us so that we have an advantage coming up on this thing, since it's clearly trying not to pay attention to us so much as it is trying to simply take cover.
Oh, it's trying to get out of there, so it's trying to get away from you.
So I am going to try and basically help him maneuver. So you'll get 2 dice on your piloting Aid.
Okay.
Is there any way, because this is such a large creature, that we could potentially target its tail section? So nowhere near the head, near the head where Echo is.
I love it.
You know,
Yeah, when we whip around, I will try to give it a burst in the buttocks.
All right. So
with my leadership, I've got leadership at 2 dice. If I'm directing the fire, will that give someone, say, like Slider, those bonus dice when firing at it?
absolutely. So once per combat, you can donate your competency dice.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to donate one of those to him to add to his chance.
Okay, I'm going to donate both of those to Slider because I think we need to get this thing stopping in the water, and taking its tail section off is probably the quickest way to do it.
It could be no rudder, no steer. I think you can only.
You only can do one. Okay,
I think you can only do one at a time. I will check. I am going to pull out my official John Gibbons cover of the special villain edition of Supers.
It's the only way to be.
Yeah.
Mine's on the other side of the room.
Did you get a villain edition?
Yes, sir, I did. I was shocked when I got it.
God, you must be having in. You know what I had to do to get this?
I'm not sure.
Donate to charity. Competency.
Mine was dumb luck.
No, you can donate as much as you want.
Well, I think this is pretty important, so Slider can get 2 of my competency dice in.
All right, so you're going to donate both?
Yeah, shout some orders and engage tail section.
All right. Go ahead, Slider. Take that shot.
I'm rolling my rolling 5d 6.
Yep, 5d6. Keep 3.
Okay. 13.
13. He is going to use his reaction. He is not going to use his reaction. All right, so this thing is like thrashing in the water. It's not very deep. You figure that the water here is about chest deep, so this thing is probably like just using it to move from one side of a larger water source to another. And you pummel the back side of this thing's tail. I assume you're using the GAU 17, the 134?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's a loud, as basically like the death beater decides to churn up the water. Huge gouts of water spray up, along with like blood and bits of chunky fish snake, and the thing crashes right into this rock, and like is thrashing around. Echo gets thrown from his mouth and lands on this side of the palisade.
Oof. That's the result.
And then it's not really swimming, but it's like thrashing, but it turns around to kind of try and get your advance. So now let's go into regular rounds. So Sparky just went, but that would make Aid you're next in the batting order from last time, or did you guys want to re-roll this time?
No, I'm happy to stay. I'm not bothered.
All right.
Do you need a roll to add in, or are you just adding
go
in
ahead.
at the bottom?
Add. Aid, what are you doing?
Okay, do I need to make a pilot check to get as close as possible? If so, that's what I will do.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just going to draw up as close as possible. So everyone's got a very, very good target on it. Okay.
Okay, 9 or higher.
Right. So I've got 6 dice normally to drive this boat. Alice gave me 2 extra dice for enhancement thingy stealthy doodad. So I'm going to roll 8 dice, and I take the best 3. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then let's see if I can ruin this. Right. Okay. That's 3 so far. That's 6.
Sorry about the snapping. Dogs are getting weird.
I am in search of my copy of Forgotten Ruin.
Okay, so that would be
I don't know what it is.
15 is the best I got out of the 9 dice.
That's nice.
Let's see.
Did the
what
hard
he's
copies
gonna
go out yet for that?
What's that?
Did the hard copies of Forgotten Ruin go out?
She's probably talking about the novel. Unless you
gotcha.
got the patrol copy printed. Sparky goes.
Burrito night.
All right, so you got a 15.
Yeah.
You guys are in a good position, so you each are going to get an additional die
Nice.
when attacking this thing from the boat.
Awesome.
All right, so that goes to, let's see, it's 8. Sparky already went. Goes to Jason.
Hey, quick question. Not to step on Jason's toes. Is it facing us? Can we see Echo in its mouth?
It's not in Echo's mouth. It's Echo. When it turned around, it burned.
It's gonna go out.
It spit Echo out, and he hit the dirt right around here.
Okay.
He's taking a dirt nap.
All right, Jason, what's up?
All right, I'm going to unload on this guy. I'm one of those mounted guns there.
Okay.
The 8D6 one. I forget which one that was, but
Are you talking about the grenade launcher, or which
Yeah,
would be
that's-
dangerous
that's-
at this range, or are you? Gonna
yeah,
go on-
go ahead.
I was going to say, are you going to go on one of the miniguns?
No, I'm going to go with the minigun here. I think. What's the die for that?
That one is 66,
6 die 6.
and you keep all of it. So that's how you make the attack.
Nice. Okay. 19.
Jeez. It is going to. It raises up and tries to what do you call it? Tries to splash, kind of like a whale coming down. And I remember Gilligan's Island being a little different. Well, whatever. It tries to splash, almost like to distract you or to get the wave of water to throw you off. And your rounds old painless. Your rounds just tear right through the sheet curtain of water that it sent up. You hear hard like snaps as the rounds impact against its skin. and it flops over and kind of like lays tangled in these rocks right here.
Bring the pain, baby.
All right. So what do the rest of you guys do?
Well, is it dead? Definitely.
It's not moving.
Okay. I think
I will jump out and try to give first aid to Echo because I'm a medic.
All right. So you're gonna have to drive over there because you're over here. Love Boat was a bit different than the 80s.
I don't know. There were some weird episodes of the Love Boat.
And Echo got thrown like over here on this side of the palisade, so you'll have to drive over there.
Yeah, let's just drive over the bloody thing. I'm sure this rib of ours could easily go over it.
I thought this was Fantasy Island.
Eat propeller.
All right, so you guys roll over. Go that way. And do you disembark and get out here?
Well, the medics will get out. I'm dragging back in, I think.
All right, so who's going out?
I'll go out.
I am.
Echo, yeah.
I am.
So, yeah.
Go, team medic.
All right,
There'll be a little bit of backup.
He's on the ground, and he's got some heavy punctures around his shoulders and down lower torso and upper thighs. He's bleeding pretty good, but he's groaning. And when he sees you guys running up, he's like, "Hey, did you see me hit the beach?"
I'll try not to tourniquet his neck.
I put some Bactine on his wounds and give him a large Band-Aid and say, "Walk it off, buddy. You're going to be okay."
Bactine. Oh my God! Are you doing anything first aid wise before you move him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Basic first aid. What would you like me to roll for that?
Let's see.
I've got medical with 3D.
Is there a way that the two medics can combine their
I can,
forces to sort of do one bigger roll? Because it's two
Absolutely.
of them working
Yeah,
on it?
I can assist. I don't know if Mike's any better than I am, but I can assist Mike if he wants.
I have 3D. How many D do you have?
I have 3 dice, but I've got some other stuff that I can roll on it too. But yeah,
for it.
here's 3 dice.
Wow.
Wow, you got 3 dice from me.
We should just go with. Oh, I
Wow.
I have 66, huh? Okay. Well, shoot.
And everybody got to see that. I
Wow.
rolled a max.
That's impressive.
What
Wow.
wounds?
I just rolled 5, and then there's one more.
All right, so you start binding his wounds. He looks like he's in rough shape, but now ambulatory. He's not going to be running anytime soon, but he can move around. And he's like, "Wow, you guys are good at this. It's almost like you're medics or something."
Well, I understand the way to be a military medic is to give him some ibuprofen and tell him to chug a lot of water. So I do that after we bind his wounds and whatnot.
Yeah, don't forget to change the socks. And you guys help him back to the boat. You guys get back on.
Yeah.
That
And I tell him to never leave the boat.
That was your mistake.
Yep. The monster is just kind of slapping against those rocks. It's not really moving.
Let's leave it alone.
It's basically like a big inky trail of red just running down the river, down this side. What are you guys doing?
Is Echo, so Echo's conscious, could Echo still potentially pilot the boats in his condition or man a weapon?
Yes, he can man a weapon. Piloting the boat might be a little stiff, but he could be on the boat while you guys go ashore. And
Yeah,
stuff like
so we could sort of strap Echo in behind one of the miniguns, for example, and
Yep. Duct tape a hand to the trigger.
yeah, that's
It's
it.
electric.
All right. So we need to investigate this village, right?
If
That's the
that's what
plan.
you're doing. Yep, that was the plan originally. So come up here. I assume are you parking next to the other boats, next to the giant creepy fish, or are you going to be away from it a little bit?
Yeah, I think where it is now is good.
All right. So we'll drop you there. Oh, off Mike's screen. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are exiting the boat.
We are indeed.
All right. Pretty much what you see is what you're getting. It's a large, looks like palisaded camp. If you had to guess, this is some sort of military staging base. Lots of fires still burning. These tents right here are look well maintained. Everything is pinned closed right now. So like if if you wanted to get into one of the tents, you'd have to like unwrap a line and open the flap in order to get in. But like everything seems like it's all penned up. Like somebody went out on patrol and then left everything the way it is.
Yeah, because I mean, let's face it, we make quite a bit of noise then.
Right.
So,
Somebody probably would have come out.
Yeah. So I think we can safely say there's no one at home.
Chief, we should still search the camp.
Go for it.
Yeah,
They might have Pop-Tarts.
yeah. I
I'll
might
go
assist.
recon.
They might have neat leather boots. I'll assist in the searching.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let's split up into 2 teams and do a quick search of the camp.
All right. Let's see. There we go. Nameplate. Save setting. Sorry about the small K. My caps lock was locked. So yeah. So you guys. You guys are on scene. I don't know if do you guys have access? Can you move your characters? I saw somebody move.
Let's have a look.
I can't move anything. I
No,
don't
I
have
can't
access.
Hold on one second. We have the magic. Controlled by. Save. You should be able to move yours now.
I do have access. Thank you.
C, which is Spanish for C.
I can't seem
John?
to move anyone. Yeah.
All right, John, you should be able to move now.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yep. Anybody else need access? Control.
Our guys are so tiny, Walt.
I can embiggen them a little bit.
We're well camouflaged as well.
Whoa. Oh boy.
Shoot the dog. Shoot the dog.
Yeah. He's being upset at the mailman. All right, so you guys, what do you call it? You guys are on the ground, free to move about wherever. Where do you go?
I'm going to do a perimeter sweep first, and I'm specifically interested in going in and checking out some of those lookout towers using what scope I may have to just get an idea of the terrain that we're in and the location that we're in.
So
but I'm going to do a perimeter sweep.
They're empty. The towers are empty, but there's towers. There's one here, one there.
Yep.
There's one off the map over here. I don't know if you can see that right there. There's one at the very top. So, and then my dog is drinking from the river. Thanks, Guy. Appreciate that. You got a bunch of towers. So like 5 towers that are empty at the moment.
I'm going to go up one of them that's inland, so it sounds like it'd be the one that's just off the map as I'm doing my perimeter sweep, and I'll go up it and I'll grab a scope, grab my binoculars, just get a good look around.
All right, where's everybody else going?
I guess I'll follow Nicholas so she has some backup in case there's like a swan or a merman or something.
Yeah, so I'm heading towards the center, the large bonfire in the middle.
Gotcha.
I'm following with Chief.
I'm checking the tents to the south there.
So the when Chief gets to the center, there is like a big thing of mutton that is spit on that fire, and it's still cooking.
We hope it's mutton. It's not got like arms and legs and a face or anything, has it? You know,
but like there is a big, most likely some sort of buck, but it's on like a rotary spit.
Okay, well we have rations. Everyone leave the meat alone. We don't know what kind of meat it is.
But that's the thing. Like somebody was here recently because it's still cooking. It's not charred. Like there's still bits of fat dripping into the fire.
Okay,
So
well
there's dudes in those tents.
Well, let's just search the tents then. Let's just go for it. 1 tent at a time. 2 of us. I mean, we don't have to do any kind of explosive measures to get in, but usual kind of like, you know, way to search for a door the army way, as they say. Well, in this case, the navy way. I don't know.
Yeah, grab a knife, go in through the side.
Yeah.
The tents are actually empty, but one thing that you can definitely work out is that whoever is in charge of this camp, they are very military minded. So like in each tent, there are 2 bedrolls and then a small chest in between them with like armored sandal style boots, like set up in on both sides of the chest, but like dress, like the chest, the toe of the boot, and then the toe of another set of boots are like all in line. The bedrolls are rolled up and like as the smartly, because you're in the middle of the wilderness. Leaving an open bedroll means something's going to crawl in it. So whoever this is, they're military minded in the way that they've left their camp. Everything's neat and organized.
I take it the tents are made out of local materials and not actual stuff from our era.
Correct.
Yep. Okay.
What kind of weapons do they seem to be? What kind of weapons seem to be laying around?
You don't see any weapons laying around, but there are like right over here on this table. It looks like somebody has cleared off the table and from like any type of eating or whatever, and they've replaced it with fletching supplies.
Okay. I'm interested in looking around for tracks. It looks like there are some areas here that are designed for them to path out. So if they're filing out for some sort of hunting party and such like that, it seems like it would be heading out into that direction. I want to check for tracks to try and get an idea of the size of these, of these inhabitants, if the shoes and whatnot are, I want to look at the shoes, get an idea of the size of the people that would be here, if they are relatively heavy in build, or if they do range like humans, or if they look like they might be non-human of any sort.
They look like regular footprints.
Okay.
So
Knuckles, see if you can find any modern military boot prints as well.
That's going to be an awareness check.
Okay, well, we are looking for our guys, aren't we? So.
Yep. I am going to roll my awareness, which
do it.
I'm good at. This is not an ambush, so
Correct.
I only get to
3D.
keep. Yep. So I only get to keep 3. So I get a 15.
Oh, that's good. Yes, you've seen some military style boots, because most of these tracks are like flat and flush, so it's like a smooth sole on the bottom. But then you find tracks that belong to military boots because they're treaded.
Yeah.
Okay. Chief, they went this way.
Which way?
So it looks like because there's an exterior gate that leads from here along this path. So it looks like they walked them out of there.
Okay. Do the tracks look voluntary or involuntary? Because I'm assuming if they were involuntary, our people would leave drags. Because you're taught to drag your feet at that point to show that you are not going of your own volition.
So it's kind of rocky, so it's kind of hard to gauge. Okay. Most of it looks like somebody moving through a wet, slippery environment.
Okay.
So really hard to gauge at that point. Let's see. Polo and Slider. Give me awareness checks if you have that skill. If you don't, just roll a 1D.
I got 4D on that.
You need a 6 or higher.
Do I keep all 4?
Nope. Roll 4, keep 3.
Okay. 11.
Oh, that's good. How about Polo?
I got a 9.
A 9. Oh, there you go. All right. So you guys are doing your thing. And you start hearing movement in the water.
Oh, shit.
Okay. I was going to ask one more question about my tracking.
Sure. Do it.
Is there any sign that they left any markers for any sort of SOS marker?
You'd have to search the camp for that. You can't see anything from your position.
Sure.
So it's
Movement
it's
in the water.
Okay.
Let's get Echo. I presume we must have headsets so we communicate with each other.
Yep.
Okay. Ask Echo what's going on in the water. We can hear some movement.
So Echo says the river is splashing. I don't know, boss. I can't. I'm all busted up. I'm just. If something pops up, tell me to shoot it. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit here and bleed a little.
Okay.
But you do have Polo and Slider back there.
Okay, guys, check it out. But let's not get too close to the water because we know there's more of those big serpents. And I don't think those big serpents are responsible for dragging off our guys.
No, but it's quite a headache.
Yeah.
All right, Viking, you're moving over there.
Yeah, I'm kind of coming right here so I can kind of see the area they're talking about, just in case they need assistance or whatever.
Okay, so right about here, you guys are detecting movement in the water. You can see something moving in there, and then at some point, you see a guy in what looks like kind of it's weird. It's like a cross between ancient Chinese military armor and ancient Japanese military armor. You can't peg it because it's got elements of both. You see this guy in this overlapping style of armor come up out of the water, and he has a blowgun, and he's like, he blows the blowgun straight into Polo, and the dart hits his plate carrier.
Oh no!
And it's just it's just sticking in the canvas because you're wearing a polycarbonate plate wrapped in ceramics that's meant to stop machine gun fire. His dart didn't do much. So what do you guys do?
Well, the very fact these guys share the water with that serpent doesn't bode well, does it?
I call out ambush on comms, and I take an overwatch position to start looking for a target.
I returned fire with my minigun.
With your what?
I returned fire with a burst from my minigun.
Well, you're not on the boat. You're on the land.
I'm sorry.
So you're going to have to use an alternate means of boom boom.
I can use my Mark 18 then.
There you go.
Right, before we just lay waste to these guys, do we think we need to maybe try and communicate? I know it's not like it's not the normal way.
He's kind of communicating.
Right?
I mean,
well, yeah, but he had a
I
blow
vote we
gun.
communicate. That's why I didn't open fire.
I know,
I'm just taking an overwatch.
He fired a blow gun
smartly.
It was a blow gun, for God's sake. Let's just see if there's any danger. Yeah, okay. Well, if everyone just take defensive positions, but let's just try and communicate first of all. Look, if they carry on attacking, then fine. But we might need to try and get some information, Slider. Yeah.
There you go.
Does the guy pop back down, or is he kind of hanging out in the water, surprised that his start didn't do anything?
No, he's not popping back down. He comes up out of the water, and then
where exactly am I on the map now?
You're a Slider, right? You're right here.
Okay. I will take a defensive position, keeping my Mark 18 trained on him because.
This changes things now. Right?
Can I shoot him now, Chief?
wait a minute.
So he raises up and he's like, and it hits, and Polo's just like, what the hell, bro? And then the rest of some of his buddies come up, and they're carrying a combination of it's not a normal axe. It's more like bardiche. Mm-hmm. So they're carrying like a long bladed axe. And some of them are carrying like swords. Some of them are carrying what look like crossbows.
Okay. Well, that's now you've changed the entire scenario now, haven't we?
I think they're hostile, Chief. Just,
and are they definitely coming out in aggressive way? See, they've just seen us take out that serpent with our spouting fire miniguns.
Did we roll a nits now? I'd like to start shooting.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
My nits rolled.
All right, take him out.
All right. So, Alice, what'd you get?
I got a 9.
9. We'll just go down the line. Mike, what'd you get?
How do we roll initiative again in this game?
It's your reaction.
So I have exactly 1d. So that's a 1d6, and it's going to be a bad roll because, I got a 1. All right, I'll be going last. I cautiously hold action to see.
Jason, I see a 10.
Yes, sir.
Let's see, John, I see a 7.
I have 5D. How many do I keep? 3?
It's all of it
Or
because
all
it's
of
a
it?
reaction roll.
Wow, he's fast.
18.
8 G's. And then Aid, what'd you get?
I got 19.
All right. Aid, you got the chop.
Okay, so where are wounded guys sitting on the boat? Can he get a good shot at them at the moment?
Oh, yeah, he's right here on the corner of the boat. Oh, you can't see it because the dice roller's in the way.
Right, so he's actually facing the right direction.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Right, well, I will take a shot at one of them as I go by, and then I'm going to jump in the boat so I can steer it, so I can maneuver it in case anyone else wants to use any of the weapons, because obviously we're pointing in one direction. We want one to side up to him or something.
Gotcha.
But I will take a shot as I go. Right,
Tell me what you get.
I have got a MK18 with a +2 to it.
Yep, that's the bonus.
Yeah, shooting is 2D, and one of those wants to be a different color, correct? Okay, right. So I got a 9 in total.
A 9 in total. He is going to try and dive under the water. So it's hard to use a blowgun when you are full of holes. Yeah, the air leaks. So you're on the run, and you slow down to a shooter's gait, and then drop double tap into the water. He tries to dive under it. It's this guy right here who's kind of in line with your because this guy right here is near the boat.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll take whoever's in.
So you pound this guy. He takes a pretty heavy hit right to the back. It punches through the armor, and the way that it hits and the reaction of the armor, you can tell it's probably some sort of leather-backed wood because it splinters like crazy. And you see him go limp, and he just starts doing the dead man's float. That brings us to Sparky.
I'm going to try to hit this guy with the crossbow looking thing here.
Okay.
I got 5D in shooting, so keep 3, right?
Yes. So let's see. We got, let's see, Slider, you have 5D in shooting, so your specialization, so you got 4D in shooting your Mark 18, and then you got 4D in shooting the 134.
Oh, okay.
So if you roll 4, you get to keep 3.
Okay, so in that case, then 15.
All right. He is going to try and dodge. He's like, he picks up his crossbow, and they're pretty heavy but very ornate crossbows. You can tell that the band of the bow is probably some sort of laminated wood and goat horn or some sort of horn, but it's got a metal stirrup in it. So it looks like it's probably got some weight behind it. He's like, oogada boogada, and then you punch a hole right through his face and knock him back into a bloody heap as well. That goes to Jason.
All right. I'm going to light him up with my MK48 machine gun.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
I have a specialization that machine guns. Does that mean I keep all the dice, or is it just an extra
So
dice?
you're going to get an extra die to roll, and you're going to keep 3.
Okay. All right. So keep 3. So 12.
All right, he is going to. Ooh, and which guy were you shooting?
This guy right here.
All right, and you should be able to get him without hitting Echo, especially with that roll. All right, so Mark 48 is basically a little tiny machine gun that you can carry around, like in your back pocket. Not really, but that's how we think of it. The only thing is, unlike the normal variety of this weapon, it's got a bigger caliber. So these really punch. And it shows when you hit this guy, and it just punishes him, nearly ripping off an arm. He was about to ram his axe into the boat to climb aboard, and you basically tear off the upper side of him, splash him into the water, and he goes limp as well. Now they're going to go. Let's see. One of the crossbowmen shoots at Echo.
Oh, he's having a bad day.
He's having a bad day. And Echo takes it off the helmet, takes it right off the fast helmet, but it's not enough to punch through or anything like that. Then let's see. I got 6. So Polo, this other crossbowman right here, he's going to take a shot. And, oh, God. Can you give me something higher than a 7? How are you going to resist this? Mr. Smith. Calling Mr. Smith.
Sorry, mute again. When we're rolling again, sorry.
So, this crossbowman shot at you.
Yeah.
And
So I need a reaction, yeah?
Yeah, a reaction or something you can use to to justify countering his
reaction.
roll.
Reaction on 4 days, so that's pretty cool.
Go for it.
Okay. Take best 3 or just take full reaction?
Best 3.
Okay, that's good. I got a 13.
Oh, yeah, easily beat a 7. So he fires one. The arrow flies by your ear and just passes right through the tent. The fletching sticks out. You can hear the vibration of the bolt. Whatever it struck was pretty solid. All right, so that goes to that was 10. John, the chief.
Do we have any grenades on us?
Not
on our gear, you see.
I don't think you guys have grenades, but if you asked your boys before you left, I'm sure they could have hooked you up. Are you looking to throw it in the water?
Well, that's the thing, you see. You say it's quite shallow, and they must be walking out. I mean, if I was to lob a frag grenade, would it have any effect if it landed in the water near them?
If you cooked it off and kind of gauged the throw so that it either blew in the air.
What skilled or what would I need for that?
So for you, I would say you were going to have to do. You're going to have to give me a fighting roll and then an athleticism roll.
Oh, shit.
Chief, were you asking me we as in us, our table in general, or were you asking if you had it?
All's in general, really?
Oh, I have a grenade launcher.
Okay, well,
so
that is on my. I carry a grenade launcher over my shoulder. One.
Have you been yet? No, you haven't, have you? You've not been
No,
yet.
I wasn't here last week.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. So in that case, then I'll just open up with my MK18 at the nearest one that's got an axe because I think they're going to charge forward. So
probably. That guy's down.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
probably either this guy or this guy.
I'll go for that guy.
Done.
Okay. Shooting. I've got 3 dice. Okay.
All right.
And I've got +2. So is that +2 to the 3 dice? So 3 dice +2. Yeah.
That's your threat bonus, so that'll come in when it comes to damage.
Oh, okay, cool. So 3 dice. Oh, that's not very good, is it? So that's 6.
All right. Well, it depends on what he gets because
Can I give John a competency die?
you have to justify it. And
I
do
say,
you
go,
have?
Chief. You can do it.
Way to go!
Do you have leadership?
No. Oh,
Yeah. Well, John, he still believes in you, so you feel really good about when you pull this trigger. And what did you get? You got a 6?
I got a 6.
Well, that's better than what he got.
Okay.
So, what do you call it? You punch a hole into him. It splinters the wooden armor and kind of goes upper chest, lung area. There's a big gout of blood that splashes off to the side, and it spins him around. He takes a knee, so like the water is kind of up to his neck. But he's he looks hurt, but not out. That brings us to Mike. Oh,
I'll silently curse that I'm the only one who's not took one out, but I won't. Yeah, but I won't let them hear it.
And actually, it's Alice that goes up next.
I was saving it for obviously the grenade launcher, Alice. That's what I was doing, yeah. So.
Okay,
Alice,
so speaking of grenade launcher, Walt, I have a grenade launcher.
So you have an M320. It basically sits attached to the bottom of your rifle.
Yep.
Just keep in mind.
I saw that.
Just keep in mind it's got a 3-meter spread. Right.
It says it says area 2 die, so I didn't know how it. I didn't know if it changed.
So like if you lob it here, right, you're possibly going to catch.
Well, I was going to launch it into the back section. The 4. Hold on, I can't draw. Apparently,
how does water affect the explosion? Because sometimes it can dampen it down. Will that make a difference?
Those are my targets.
All right. Yes, it does make a difference.
Yes.
So
is it 40 millimeter?
It is a 40 millimeter. So depending on how she hits, if the hit is really good and she succeeds by a great margin, all the damage is going to be done. If it's a poor hit but still a hit, they're going to kind of shrug some of it off because of the water.
Cool.
Yeah, even so, you're going to feel that on your legs on the wall.
Oh yeah, you're going to have a bad day. You're not going to be dancing the salsa anytime soon.
So I marked where I'm targeting, and I'm going to make two statements here. I have some comp dice, so I'm going to blow 2 comp dice on this. Groovy. And I do have dumb luck, so if I don't roll well, I'm just going to re-roll. 22 seems pretty good,
my God.
So and it is a yep. So I'm not going to bother re-rolling that.
Let's see. That is.
Hey ho, mom! I'm off to drop a bomb.
Right.
And for anyone who gets that reference, kudos.
So that is, let's see, your highest 3 are 4, 4, and 5. So let's see what he gets. And that guy. All right. So they're the 2 guys that are right. 3 guys that are right here. You have a crossbowman and then what do you call it? 2 like skirmishers. The round impacts just above the water, and there's a huge geyser of water that sprays up right out of the river. You can see like fish and frogs and all sorts of nastiness, plant life coming up. These guys get eradicated, and they just hit the water and start floating past. Mike, what are you doing?
All right, so all those guys in Alice's yellow circle are dead, right?
Having a bad day.
So there's this one guy with a crossbow all by himself here.
Pretty much.
All right. Can I run to the boat, grab a minigun, and shoot him, or should I just shoot him from where I'm standing?
If you make an athleticism check and get a 12 or higher, you can do that.
Yeah, I got 2 dice now. Athleticism.
Is there any chance that we could maybe injure him, try and take his legs out for questioning? It'd be nice to sort of try and talk to one of them.
That's reasonable. All right, I will just forego the minigun and try to shoot him. I've got 2D in shooting.
Well, I've still got. So at that leadership, I rolled it in the fight against the sea serpent. Do I now have that leadership in this fight? Because it's a new fight.
Not yet.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to try to make a call chat to take out his kneecaps.
If you do that now, first of all, to get to the minigun, you're going to have to get that athleticism roll.
Yeah, that doesn't seem likely. I only have 2 dice in athleticism, so I will say no to that.
And he's submerged from the waist down.
Okay, so that's just not going to happen at all.
Is he using a crossbow, you say?
Yes.
2-handed crossbow?
Yeah. He's got it like up on his shoulder.
Take out his shoulder if you can, Mike.
All right, I will go for his shoulder.
All right.
Just staying where I'm at using my Mark 18.
So you're gonna do a called shot.
What are the rules for that?
So let's see, you have shooting at 5D, so it's going to be 4D.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be
I have
4,
shooting,
keep 3.
I have shooting at 2D.
I'm looking at the wrong guy. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm Jex.
Let's see, Jack. So yeah, you have shooting at 2D. So you're gonna have to get at least a 10 or higher.
Yeah, you can do that.
Can I throw 2 competency die on that?
Yeah, as long as you haven't used them.
Yeah, I haven't. So it's
Do it.
total of 4D. So of course I roll like shit, but we'll see what happens. Eh? Boom! I got a 10.
Oh, the money. Let's see if he. So you're going to hit what you aim for, as long as he doesn't. He does not.
Nice.
He's in the water. He's not. He's not diving for cover or anything like that. You blow a hole right through his shoulder and shatter the crossbow.
All right.
Results.
From his side of the boat, Echo decides to put a burst off to the side and just trace a line of water.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, like, don't move. And the thing's just standing there, kind of like holding its upper chest, and its arm is kind of like tweaked off to the side and dripping blood. What do you guys do?
I'm conscious of the fact that the last guy we spoke to spoke Hispanic, and it was Knuckles, I believe, who was able to translate for us. So I'm thinking maybe these guys also speak the same lingo.
It's possible.
So I think we get in, drag him out of the water under guard, and see if Knuckles can communicate with him. We need to get some information about our guys.
All right, you guys are gonna surround him, drag him in.
I think so.
All right.
Sounds good.
Basically, put him on the bench near the fire. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
All right. So he's sitting there bleeding. Does anybody render aid? Because he's bleeding pretty bad.
Yes. I will happily use my medical on him.
I will get out the Bactine and the Band-Aids, and yeah.
I got an 11. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. You bandage him up, stop the bleeding, bandage him up, put some quick clot in there. He kind of winces when you put the quick clot in, right? Because it burns when it goes in. So he's like, whoa! But then he notices it's not bleeding, and he looks more interested. So when you get this guy over, right, the first thing that hits you is his size. 6.5, almost 7 feet tall. Deep reddish skin. He's got almost like a flat nose with pointed ears. Mm-hmm. The armor is like black and green, so that he kind of blends with the riverbed. But not exactly human. Human-ish, and he looks like he's very interested in what you're doing, Alice. But he's also, you notice him very cognizant of you guys all surrounding him, making sure that he's not doing anything.
So I guess we should probably search him for weapons before we have a sit down, right?
Well, I think, let's face it, we just dealt with his boys in about 2 seconds. So I mean, okay. So I can't speak his lingo, but I've got presence of 5 dice. Is that the kind of thing you would use to interrogate?
Yes, absolutely.
Can I help Knuckles? Can I guide Knuckles the interrogation by giving her some of those dice? Because and Knuckles does it because she speaks a lingo, hopefully.
We'll say that Knuckles did it. It was Echo who did it for you the last time.
Oh, was it? Oh, sorry. I thought it was Knuckles.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We'll say that, let's see, Knuckles can speak a bunch of languages. So I think one of the people, or is that just Echo? One of the people is a Omni translator. I believe that.
Are you sure it wasn't Knuckles last time?
No, it's the Omni translator. That's Echo, the guy who just got his head handed to him.
Echo was my first pick originally, but I couldn't make it last week, and
that's right.
I came in, and I'm glad I didn't pick Echo this time because nobody told me Echo was available because Echo's all beat up.
But yeah, Alice, you can your character, as far as you know, speaks some sort of Spanish.
Sure.
He what do you call it? You start talking to him?
Yeah, I will do so. So my previous experience, did they speak actually Spanish, like true Spanish, or did they speak some sort of broken, weird?
it's weird.
Like a pidgin Spanish, wasn't it?
It's a pidgin Spanish. There's hints of Portuguese or maybe Italian in it. You're not sure because of the way that they keep pronouncing things.
Sure. I'll try and keep things simple. And I will say, we're here looking for our friends, people that look like us. Have you seen them?
So, like, you guys have stripped off most of his armor, and you can see he's got, like, ritual or ceremonial branding and scarring on his upper chest. And it looks gorgeous. Like somebody did a lot of work to this. He stands up and holds like his good hand out to the side as if to say, "Hey, I'm not going to do anything." And he bows to you, and he says, "My apologies. This not my real talk." The accent that he's using sounds possibly Chinese, possibly maybe Indonesia. You really can't place it, but the way that he's talking, the Spanish is accented as though he's not native. But he has an easier time with the easier consonant sound. So you're maybe some sort of country in Asia. You're not sure, but it's definitely not his main language with the way he's speaking.
And I presume that he understands the pidgin Spanish better than English. We haven't tried English yet to speak.
Did you try English?
Yeah, why not?
He looks surprised what do you ask him?
Do you understand English?
He looks surprised, like he's heard it before, but he doesn't know.
Okay.
He's definitely got that look like he's trying to figure something out.
Okay, I'll say to Knuckles, just try and get as much information. Appear strong. Well, we are strong, let's face it. But I think these warrior guys and the way they're dressed, a bit like Japanese, bit of honor, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they recognize strength more than anything else. Be a bit assertive.
So, what do you say, Alice?
Well, based on what I have on the character, I don't know. Well, do I have any background in Asian culture on the character?
If you say you do, sure. It's a one shot. Let's do it.
Sure. 你讲国语吗? I will start speaking to him in Chinese. And I will actually, based on the fact that he bowed to me, I will bow back and I will say that ambush is not an honorable combat. We simply defended ourselves and we hold no ill will against him, but we do wish to try and communicate.
He says, it's weird. With the many dialects of Chinese, though what he comes back with sounds like either the Chinese has gone so far to one side that you there are words you don't recognize because you have to like sound it out the way he's saying it to figure out what he's saying, or it's so ancient that it's morphed a little bit. You catch a lot of it, of what he says, but the majority of it, it takes you a minute because the dialect is so strange. He says, it is also not honorable to walk into someone's camp and treat it as if it was your own.
We did not treat it as our own. We came in search of wounded and missing. We found an abandoned camp. We sought for the owners first. We called out and we sought for the owners.
He says, I see meat on a spit. I see tidy keepings in tents. He says,
and we did not touch any of that.
Yeah.
We did not take your food. We did not take your your gear.
And we also saw a 50-foot serpent that tried to kill us. So
we were respectful of your things. We did not take them. We did not touch them. We were seeking answers to people who might have lived here and our people. If we were looters and we were dishonorable, we would have taken your food and taken your gear.
He says, you are dressed like the other ones. He's like, this is good. He says, because you have spared me and because you have treated my wounds, I can no longer fight against you. He's like, that is the least I can do. He says, however, when the main body returns, the best you can do is do as the others did and surrender.
Well, Judge, well, it's going to last more than 5 seconds this time, then, is it? Right.
We have
I
superior
don't think
weaponry.
that's going to happen.
We have
And Mike,
superior weaponry.
is that where we need to cut it?
Well, it's the top of
think
the
so.
hour. I got to get back to work. So part 3 next Monday.
That's
Yep.
up to you
Sounds
guys.
good.
All right.
See you guys next Monday.
All right. This we're hanging on a cliffhanger. So we'll see you guys in 7 days when we'll do this again. Thanks for tuning in to the BAMF podcast, our Forgotten Ruin actual play, and we will see you on Monday, same time, noon Mountain. So take care.
Boom.
Bye.